The night of the 7th of November 2025, and it's been raining all day and all yesterday as well. The ground is soaked. It's mild here in rural Ireland. See, it's 10.5 degrees centigrade. And I'm outside a Tesco store here, and one of the things that greeted me when I went in the door is they have Christmas trees, €140 to buy them with cash customer, or with a club card they're 100. Now this is the thing about Tesco's, they're charging 40% more in general for all the goods that are not on the loyalty card. It used to be a little bit a savings on it or whatever. Now I don't have time to bother with every supermarket because I'm not loyal to any. I shop in them all depending on what I need. So really, it's getting to the stage where there is no point in future in going into Tesco's unless you have the card, and that's too much work for me. You're better going to the ordinary shop. And if a lot of people do that and complain, well then we might get them to change their policy. Well, the staff are grand. It's not the staff's fault. They have no say in it. Imagine charging a person €140 for a Christmas tree and €100 with a club card. And the whiskey is the same. 14 without the club card, 10 for something, for small bottles. Now, one of the things I wanted to find in there, I wanted to get the makings of a sandwich, and I got me nice little baby beetroot, and I got me a bit of cheese. In fact, I have it here somewhere, and I wanted a bit of nice ham, just for a snack, because I had my lunch. I couldn't find the ham. Now, I've no doubt there's ham in there, and I'm just not in the humour of asking staff or anything else. I've done without it, and I'll go to the ordinary shop. But the ham used to be down the far side, down from the fish, over by the bread, and that stand has disappeared. And I walked around a lot, and to tell you the truth, I'm just getting sick. I don't see why going shopping in Tesco's should result in a 12-kilometre walk around. I don't just see the point in it. I cannot understand how they can't have a screen where you can type in the product you want and it tells you where it is. The Deal shop has good value in good cat food for the pussy. Good value in it. A lot cheaper than many places. And yet they keep moving it. And of course that's to get you to go in to see other things. But I simply go in for the cat food, I don't want anything else. And the last time they changed it, and I had to get the staff to go and search, and it was a good value, but it was stuffed down in a place where you wouldn't see it. And I have no doubt the cooked ham is there in Tesco's. It's just too much like work. Why can't they have a screen where you could type in what you want and it'd tell you where it is? And of course, we all know the reason is they want to send you around the shop and round the shop. It's the same with the ATM machine. They don't want to give it out at the door. You have to go way down the back and hopefully you'll buy something. Anyway, that's the way it is. So folks, I made 3 videos today on the wind energy thing, and I do repeat myself a wee bit on it. I want to make it clear that I'm not looking for sympathy or anything else. I have a way to deal with problems as they come along, and I'll deal with them all, and I'll deal with the wind farm that's beside me as well. But that's not what I'm at. What I'm at is pointing out the finances, how the hype is all lies, and how they're almost certainly either going to collapse or have to receive a government bailout. Now, the likes of me could easily be on here on YouTube saying, oh, the whole economy is going to come crashing down. I believe it will. It probably will. But the reason it hasn't crashed down already is that in the 2008 crash, the Germans wouldn't let the European Bank print money. And now, in 2025, they are printing money. So the economies would have collapsed long ago were it not for the fact that they're printing money. And you can see that when you go into any shop at the prices. A little tub about the size of a big mug of varnish for wood, interior varnish, is €32 in nearly every shop. 32 for a tin of varnish. It'd take 100 to buy 3 tins if you wanted to do the doors of a house. That's just an example. Funny enough, the fuel hasn't gone up that much, but the prices I give $18.50 there for a few things like what I showed you, a loaf of bread and a thing of soya milk, $18.50. So this is inflation and this is money printing. Now, what I'm really at with the windmills is it's possible that somebody who will be invested would spot what I'm saying and realise this. And the quicker that it stopped, the better. Because it's almost certainly going to be the taxpayers going to have to bail them out if they are not going to be let fall. Go to hell, in other words. And if the taxpayer has to pay them out, that's me will be affected. Now, one of the troubles that the wind companies have and the banks have, because the wind companies will collapse, but it's the banks that lend to them is going to take the hit. All the investors are already gone. I mean, when you see Greencoat Renewables at 69 cents, well, the investors are gone. That's over. But they probably have some thing with Greencoat that you cannot buy a majority stake and then sell it off. If you go to get above 48%, they'll immediately issue another heap of shares so that you never get a majority stake. I think that's the way that is rigged. It's rigged some way because it doesn't make sense that they can continue to trade with their share price down at 69 cents in the 100. So that indicates the whole thing, the wheels are coming off. And then the fact that worldwide the investing has dried up and they're going bankrupt is another indication. And then President Trump to say the whole thing's a scam is another thing. And the EU comes along and they meet Trump in Scotland for this trade tariffs, and he treats them like he's a big schoolmaster and they're just kids. You know that song, "Hey, Mister, leave those kids alone"? That's the kind of like school children. And they have mentalities of school children, and they treat us the same. I'm talking about the EU. So the first thing that will come down is the green energy. That's going to sink the banks. I don't know about the general economy. A lot of people feel it's going to crash. I think they'll keep printing away for the moment anyway. But the other thing is that I see now that the EU is getting serious kickback against using Russian money that's invested in Europe and in Belgium and in Switzerland and France. They don't want to give it up because the legal situation is very, very unclear. If they seize the money and take it, the Russia could sue and force those countries to pay it back. So EU wants to give the Russian money to Ukraine. The EU is stone broke. And so if they don't get taken the money for now, they'll be bankrupted. I don't know what they'll do. If they do take the money, the chances are that down the road in a year or two, there'll be a big court case and the countries that took the money will have to pay it. And Ursula von der Leyen will almost certainly not be around by then. So this is the way they deal with it. They're planning on pumping money into Ukraine for maybe 40 years. 40 years. So Ireland signed up for the EU. We all voted yes. Oh, it's a great thing. And certainly there was a good lot of benefits in getting the German money. And the Germans were making plenty of money and distributing it around. And that was all very good and fair enough. But now look at the commitment we have. We have to keep Ukraine going forever in Ireland. And the Irish government is going to remove one of the things of the triple lock. Irish troops cannot be deployed abroad without the Dáil and the government agreeing, but also the United Nations. And because Russia has a permanent seat on the United Nations, it cannot let Irish troops be stationed in Ukraine. So they're going to try and pull that away. There's no doubt they're going to try and pull that away. But it's the financial thing. I know it's cruel to what's happening to the poor Ukrainians. And my advice to any Ukrainian that's watching me here, get word back at home, run away, get everyone out of there, run away. And I believe that if it's right and proper and morally right to take Zelensky away from that scene, get rid of him. That's no doubt. He is worse than Hitler. But the thing is that it's going pear-shaped. They're not going to let Ukraine go. They're going to impoverize the Irish and the rest of them. The English are lucky they got out, and when they get rid of Starmer, that'll end the EU. Then there'll be a vote against it eventually, and the people will turn against it to some degree. But that's a couple of years down the road, and then, of course, they're going to want the Irish troops, Irish young boys and girls, to fight in the military. That's the story. No, I'm not looking for sympathy for the whole wind energy boondoggle or anything about it. I'm pointing out that it's a Ponzi scheme, a simple pyramid selling scheme, but with quite a sophisticated way of doing it, and I have uncovered it using my knowledge with my accounting business degree course, and I have that discovered, and it will come down, it will crash, I predict that, but the other things might take a bit longer, and they'll print their way out of it. You could be looking at the day when this loaf of Stafford's bread out of Tesco, I didn't get a receipt, I'd say it's about €3.50 at the moment. This could easily be €35 in a while, and it's a lovely small one. €35. 10 times what it is now. That's what hyperinflation is, and it's a horrific thing. It's a horrific thing, and where it'll really get people, if you're selling your house or moving, say somebody has a job and they're 32 years of age and they're stationed in one town, and suddenly they get a good job maybe 50 miles away, and they decide to uproot and go. They sell their house where they're going, and when they go to buy again in 6 months' time, the money is only half the value. That's what hyperinflation is. But it saves the whole thing going bottom up, temporarily at least. We'll see you back, so I'll leave the windmills now for a while. I mean, the bottom line is anyone that wants to invest in it can get into Greencoat Renewables at 69% of the price that they should be. And yet, why would you pay the full whack when you can get them there in Greencoat for 69%? There's something very, very wrong. Right, we'll let you go, folks, and thank you very much. Bye-bye. I'll leave that now, that subject, the subject of renewable energy, and that for a little while anyway. Give it a bit of a break, and we'll come up with something a bit better, a bit more interesting. Good luck. Thank you.